Brondello looked at Paige Beckers and said, hell no, I'm good on that. Damn, you hate to see it, but you love to see it. Sandy Brondello gets offered a big contract, more money than she took at the Toronto Tempo, to come to Dallas and coach one Paige Beckers, and Sandy Brondello said, you know what? I'm good on that. I'll take my talent.
Sandy Brondello was handed an incredible offer from the Dallas Wings. Seriously, one of the biggest contracts she could have taken. The pitch, leading, and coaching a generational talent, Paige Buchers. On paper, it seemed like a dream, but here's the kicker. She said no, flat out, completely unexpected. The WNBA was stunned. Everyone assumed she'd jump at a chance like that, especially with the money on the table. Yet Brondello chose a different path, leaving Dallas and Buchers in total disbelief. This wasn't just about a paycheck or a new gig, it was a statement about her priorities, her vision, and what really matters to her. Suddenly, the league and everyone watching was left asking the same question: what does this say about coaching in the WNBA?
Reports come out, the Dallas Wings will keep head coach Chris Conclains, whatever his name is, heading into his second season as the coach. Fast forward 24 hours, Sandy Brondello was fired as the New York Liberty coach. Fast forward 24 hours after that, Chris, you've been relieved of your duties. We are going after Sandy Brondello. Let's get right into it. Please like the video, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all of the support we've been getting this off season. Sandy Brondello turned down more money to coach the Tempo. Uh-oh.
The moment Sandy Brondello hit the market, the Dallas Wings went all in. Just days after the New York Liberty parted ways with her, Dallas made a bold, headline-grabbing move. They fired their own head coach, Chris Conklin. This wasn't a random shakeup. It was a loud and clear message that the Wings believed Brondello was the key to unlocking their franchise. A proven championship coach, the kind who could center the team around Paige Buchers' extraordinary talent. Their pursuit was aggressive, their offer massive, but even all that wasn't enough to bring her on board.
Appreciate all of the support we've been getting this off season. Sandy Brondello turned down more money to coach the Tempo. Uh-oh. Two-time championship winning coach Sandy Brondello had her own free agency experience this fall after the New York Liberty fired her in September, less than a year removed from leading the franchise to its first title. New York still hasn't signed a head coach. Remember how they made it seem like they had some NBA talent lined up? Some possibles all ready to backfill? Seems like the general manager of the New York Liberty were blowing smoke up y'all asses.
After the New York Liberty unexpectedly let Sandy Brondello go in September, she suddenly found herself in a rare and powerful position on the free agent market. Think about it, less than a year after guiding the Liberty to their first ever championship, she was out. The move left the entire league scratching their heads. But for Brondello, it opened the door to something huge, a bidding war. Teams across the WNBA scrambled to court one of the most respected and accomplished coaches in the game. Every team with an opening wanted her, desperate to bring in a proven winner and a strategic genius who could instantly transform a franchise.
Nope. Some possibles all ready to backfill. Seems like the general manager of the New York Liberty were blowing smoke up y'all asses. We're what, a month removed from that now? 3 weeks removed from that now, and we still haven't figured out who the head coach of the New York Liberty is going to be? Did the person who they had pegged say, I'm good, the NBA season's about to start, I'll just stay here? What's going on there in New York? And is the GM gonna be on the hot seat? I'm seeing things about Breanna Stewart and Jonquel Jones. I'll dive into that maybe later, maybe tomorrow, maybe not.
Meanwhile, things in New York started to feel really off after the Liberty let Brondello go. The front office had painted this picture of a deep bench of elite coaching talent, almost like NBA level options just waiting to step in. But weeks passed, and even a month slipped by, and that head coaching position remained strangely vacant. That glaring emptiness made it look like the general manager might have been overhyping their options. Questions began to swirl about whether the team could even attract top-tier coaches, putting the GM under serious scrutiny. That swift, decisive replacement everyone expected, it never came.
Franchises Brondello received offers from, according to multiple sources. The Wings the Storm, and the Toronto Tempo. Indeed. Just like any other top free agent, Brondello had to outline her priorities. For some, the top priority is location. For others, it's money. And then there are those who only care about fit and winning. In the end, Brondello fell into the latter category. Despite receiving a more lucrative offer from another WNBA suitor, according to multiple sources, Brondello accepted the Tempo job because of the collaboration she felt with the team's front office.
As Sandy Brondello's coaching free agency heated up, 3 WNBA teams quickly stood out as the frontrunners: the Dallas Wings, the Seattle Storm, and the Toronto Arrows. Each came with a compelling vision and, just as importantly, massive financial offers. Every organization was vying to add her championship experience to their roster, laying out bold plans and sweetening their deals to win her over. The competition was intense, with each front office trying to make their pitch impossible to refuse. Ultimately, the choice rested entirely with Brondello, giving her extraordinary power and influence that offseason. But here's where it gets really interesting.
Sources told Front Office Sports she signed a multi-year contract that pays her 7 figures. This will make her one of the highest paid coaches in the WNBA, joining Nate Tibbetts and Las Vegas Aces coach Becky Hammon as the 3 known coaches in the league earning at least $1 million salary. Former Liberty assistant Sonia Rahman was hired by the Seattle Storm, and while the terms of her deal have not been disclosed, league sources told Front Office Sports that her multi-year deal has a high 6-figure yearly salary with the potential to eclipse $1 million with bonuses. Could it have been the Seattle?
Brondello wasn't simply chasing the largest paycheck or the flashiest city. She took a careful look at her priorities, and for her, the decision went far beyond money or location. She's the type of coach who values fit and the chance to win above all else, seeking a collaborative environment and a real opportunity to shape a team's future. It was this dedication to a clear vision, not financial gain, that ultimately guided her surprising choice, leaving one major contender stunned and wondering how they lost out.
Let me show you. This is the place I wanted to be, Brondello said Tuesday. To build a team from the ground up, that really excited me. She could have built the team from the ground up with Dallas, with Paige and Quinterly, and gutted the whole roster. But she chose to do it in Toronto. Again, could that logic apply to Seattle? It could. But based on Nneka Ogwumike's,
even with a bigger offer reportedly on the table, widely believed to be from the Dallas Wings, Brondello ultimately chose to take the head coaching job with the Toronto Arrows. Her decision came down to one key factor: the strong sense of collaboration she felt with Toronto's front office. That intangible connection, the shared vision, and the mutual respect outweighed any higher salary from other teams. For Brondello, this move sent a clear message. Alignment and the opportunity to build a program from the ground up mattered far more than money.
Who are worse than the veterans that I was just coaching. Why would I go to Ogwumike, who's worse than Stewart? Why would I go to Skylar, who's worse than Sabrina? Why would I go to Ezzy, who's worse than Jonquel Jones? Why would I do that? Yes, Andy, why would you do that? Why would you do that? I would trade my whole team for her, but here we have no thanks. I'll take less money. I thought Paige had motion. Yeah, everybody knows that it's Paige. Everybody knows that it was the Dallas Wings. I mean, we can try to make it seem like the Seattle Storm.
The exact details of Sandy Brondello's groundbreaking deal with the Toronto Arrows haven't been officially disclosed, but sources confirm it's a multi-year contract worth a staggering 7-figure salary. This massive deal instantly elevates her status, cementing her as one of the highest paid coaches in the WNBA. It underscores how much Toronto values her, but it also casts her decision in an even more dramatic light, especially considering the even larger offer she reportedly turned down from Dallas. Brondello's move was about far more than money. This lucrative contract places Brondello in an elite group of coaches, standing alongside names like Becky Hammon and other top-tier WNBA figures. Earning a 7-figure salary isn't just a paycheck, it's recognition of her status as a coaching powerhouse. Yet it also deepens the intrigue surrounding why she rejected Dallas, leaving the league and fans alike questioning her motives. Seattle Storm was also heavily in the mix, making a serious push to secure her. After Brondello chose Toronto, they moved quickly, hiring former Liberty assistant Sonia Johnson. While her exact contract wasn't public, sources indicate it's a multi-year deal in the high six figures, with the potential to surpass $1 million through performance bonuses. Seattle's aggressive pursuit highlighted just how competitive Brondello's free agency had become. So why didn't she pick Seattle despite their strong financial offer and commitment to investing in coaching? From Brondello's perspective, Seattle was a less appealing situation, even worse than the Liberty she had just left. Moving from a championship caliber team to one she felt lacked the roster to compete immediately simply didn't make sense. She wasn't interested in taking a step back, no matter the money. Winning remained her top priority. Her candid assessment of Seattle's roster revealed her uncompromising standards. Brondello reportedly questioned the quality of their veterans compared to her previous team, essentially asking, why would I take on a player like Magnagor when she's not at the level of Jonquel Jones? Or Jewel Lloyd when she's not at the level of Sabrina Yanth? Her brutal honesty made it clear Seattle didn't have the foundational talent she needed to contend right away, making it a non-starter. A defining factor in Brondello's decision was her desire to build a franchise from the ground up. Toronto offered her a real chance to shape a team's identity and roster, something that genuinely excited her. "This is the place I wanted to be," she said, emphasizing her passion for the developmental side of coaching. This vision wasn't just talk, it guided every step of her free agency and ultimately sealed her choice. Here's where it gets really interesting. Dallas could have offered that same opportunity, with a generational talent like Paige Buchers. Along with promising young players such as Arik Gonbawali and Satu Sabali, Dallas presented a clear path to construct a roster exactly to Brondello's specifications. The building blocks for her vision were right there. Yet despite the ideal combination of a superstar player and a young, moldable roster, she still opted for Toronto. Even with what appeared to be a perfect setup in Dallas, Brondello's decision highlighted that her priorities went far beyond just assembling talent. Fit, collaboration, and the chance to create a program on her terms were what truly mattered. Dallas had a clear plan: land the best coach available and build the entire franchise around her, transforming potential into championship success. They were willing to spend whatever it took to bring in a top-tier coach, specifically Sandy Brondello, to execute this vision. Their financial commitment and faith in Paige Buchers underscored just how much they believed in her as a generational talent. Yet despite all of that, Brondello flatly said no. This wasn't about money, it was a statement about her priorities and how she assessed the situation. Even a player being hailed as a once-in-a-generation star wasn't enough to sway her. The rejection raises a bigger question. When it comes to building a winning team, how much does individual talent matter versus a coach's strategic vision and desire for the right organizational fit? Many would have assumed that any coach would jump at the chance to lead a team with a superstar like Paige Buchers, especially when paired with a huge contract. But Brondello defied expectations, turning down both money and prestige. Her choice sent a clear message. Even the most hyped individual talent can't attract a top coach if the environment, vision, and potential for success don't align with that coach's goals. Sandy Brondello's decision wasn't just a career move, it was a seismic moment in the WNBA. It revealed what elite coaches truly value: collaboration, the ability to shape a team from the ground up, and a genuine chance to win. Her choice forced franchises to rethink their recruitment strategies and offered a rare look into the complex balance of power, money, and ambition in professional sports. In the end, this wasn't just about Paige Buchers or Dallas. It was about the principles that guide the very best coaches in the league.